Adult Swim is an American adult-oriented television programming block aired by the American basic cable channel Cartoon Network during the evening and late-night day parts. Launched back in September 2001, Adult Swim has frequently aired animated sitcoms, adult animation features, parody, sketch, comedy, etc. In addition to comedy, Adult Swim also broadcasts Japanese anime and American action animation. Since May 2012, this type of programming has generally on its Saturday night Toonami block. Adult Swim would include shows like King of the Hill, Family Guy, Dragon Ball Z, Robot Chicken, and much more. But later on, this channel at times would have some weird and creepy content running throughout the middle of the night, and sometimes till dawn. Just imagine being 9 years old, crashing into your sofa in your living room, falling asleep to Cartoon Network, and waking up to the Robot Chicken intro out of a sudden. Hello everybody and welcome back to Creepshow. Today I would like to present to you 4 disturbing moments on Adult Swim. What you're about to hear is about the Adult Swim short that freaked out viewers back in 2018 for Off the Air. This sort of brings flashbacks to what we have discussed about the creepy footage of Canal 5. The short features several figures with pyramid-shaped heads creating music by smashing 3D animated babies on pedestals. Some viewers found the video inappropriate and satanic, criticizing the network for presenting the content to some young viewers, while others actually had a point by stating that Adult Swim is for mature viewers. But what makes this disturbing is the way they are using the 3D babies as drumsticks. It's hard to explain what is really going on with this short, but it looks very dark and surreal. The parents at the time were throwing fits on Twitter, saying things like, "How dare Adult Swim show my child this content?" While people responded back with Adult Swim's warning disclaimer in the beginning and middle of the shows. The music video's creator Mike Diva would respond with how Karens were losing their minds and being accused of being part of the Illuminati. But what do you guys think about this? This house has people and it follows an ostensibly normal family in a seemingly mundane suburbia. But all is not as it seems. A company called AB Surveillance Solutions has rigged the home's interior and exterior with dozens of security cameras. The surveillance company is also like a minor league Silicon Valley company, logging phone calls, emails, and images exchanged amongst family members. Between the exceedingly quotidian conversations run an unsettling vibe that oscillates between comedy, psychological horror, and the supernatural. Not horror in its purest sense, but in how it manifests and unexplained in this case as a disease called Lynx whose origin and effects are unclear, though it does trigger giant blisters and causes sufferers to sing and act absurdly. This short film seemed to be a little unsettling for some viewers, and it creeped out some of the audience at the time due to its both comedy and horror context. The short film is still out there on YouTube too, whoever hasn't had the chance to watch it. Let's see what you guys think about it. Do you guys remember the Adult Swim signing off bumper, "The Dawn is your enemy"? For those of you who haven't heard of it, I'm gonna give you a fresh start. What I'm about to say or show you might be scary and uncomfortable. The last day the bump was used as a sign-off instead of a normal running time of estimated 9 seconds. It ran for an extended period of time, until the automated services were overtaken by manual operation. Usually a Cartoon Network employee would enter the control room left by an Adult Swim crew member and take over for a day. It wasn't quite the case that day. However, the usual man scheduled to cue the sign-on and such programming for Cartoon Network for some reason did not start up the day's schedule. No one knows if he did this purposely and whether or not he got fired because of it, but that's besides the point. What followed the common 9-second was an extended 2-minute broadcast of some of the most horrifying audio ever heard in public television. The metal continued to resonate, and the scraping continued. Slowly and uncontrollable sobbing came clearer. Not one person was crying, but a multitude of people were screaming and yelling. As the metal scraped, the screaming grew louder. Soon you hear the slicing of flesh, grinding of bones, the gushing of blood, and the guttural death rattles of people dying. All across the United States, millions of children and adults were exposed to what sounded like a barbaric mass murder. Something kept the viewers' eyes attached to the screen and kept them listening to the broadcast. The bumper was finally shut down, ending a traumatic experience no one could possibly forget. In the last few moments, as the resonating metal grew into an unbearable volume, the channel showed the peaking sun winking at the viewer, and the channel cut into bars and bones. Cartoon Network officials did acknowledge the hijacking of the channel's frequency on the day, but go into no further detail. Off the Air is an American psychedelic and anthology television series created by Dave Hughes for Adult Swim. The series premiered on January 1st, 2011 at 4 a.m. on New Year's Day. The series is presented without explanation or narration, as a showcase of surreal footage arranged around a single loose theme and blended without pause into a single continuous presentation. But one of the episodes I would like to discuss about, and would like to tell a personal story, is about nightmares. During the month of June around the year 2015, Adult Swim was airing off the air. I was pulling an all-nighter at the time, and was feeling a little curious on what the show was about, and it felt like a trip. The way it was going and really messed up my head. That night I had no idea what was going on. The episode was only 11 minutes long. There were some clips I remember watching on YouTube whenever I would watch scary content. The episode felt like a real nightmare. It was really disturbing at the time. I remember changing the channel and tried to process what I have seen. And for anybody afraid of clowns, I don't recommend watching the Clowns episode either. But Adult Swim does have a disclaimer whenever a show is on, so that's what I get for being a nosy kid. And that was it for today's video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me. I post new videos every week at 5 p.m. This was Creepshow, and I wish you all a good scare.